Hello everybody, it's Kim. Today I am going to be harvesting some of my sunflower seeds. As you can see, I went out a little while ago and I picked quite a few of the heads that are ready to be harvested. This one's going to be really easy. I try to get them a little bit before this because I do not want the seeds falling out, because then I lose all my harvest. But look how big. Can I show you how big that one is? Does you see? Look how big that one is. Huge. These are all, they volunteer every year simply because I feed sunflower seeds to my birds, especially my turkeys in the winter. They need that added fat and nutrition and protein. So I give them all a scoop of, like a cup a day in their food. And when I clean them in the spring or the fall, I just dump it in the garden and they come up all by themselves. So let me show you how to tell when they're ready. First of all, this one is a little too far gone. This literally, they were falling out. They will fall out so easy that if you get them this dry, you're probably going to lose them. I'm really surprised they're still in here. They are just barely touching them and they're coming right out. Now, if you didn't know, the sunflower itself is not the flower. These individual little things here that the bees pollinate, those are actually the flowers on the sunflower. So basically it's easy enough. I just wipe this stuff off. Usually I do it in the garden, but I wanted to show you. I wipe that off and then they're ready to go. This one's a little bit less ripe. You can see they're still a little bit yellow, but that's okay. They will ripen some more once they dry. And my chickens know what's going on here, so they're going to be around quite a bit now. They're all congregating, see? They're hiding under the truck. But anyway, to know when to harvest them, look at this big guy. This one's a little far too, because you can see some of the seeds are falling out. You want to look at the back. The back should go from green. This is about as green as I like to get them. Green, and they start to get this yellow discoloration on the back. You'll get a few little dry spots and you know they are ready to go. If you have space, you can leave your stems a little bit longer and tie them up, hang them upside down like this in a ventilated area like a shed or a garage or something, and they will stay right in the heads. Well, they will fall out eventually, but you can ripen them that way if you have the room. Between the mice and the birds and the squirrels, they just get to them. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest them. Super simple. Just going to go right into this bucket here, and I'll show you that in just a second here. Hopefully you can see that really well. I like to sit with a kind of a larger container with the mouth wise, and because I have my hands hurt a lot, I like to use gloves when I can, and it keeps them from turning black. Now, really, there's only one way to do it for me, and that's you just start where they're easy and just start rubbing. If they don't come out this easy, you can cut them into pieces as well, but I just get them going in one area and they just tend to pop right out. Anything that doesn't come out, usually in the very center, I leave out for the chickens and the wild birds to eat. And I leave the, I have a lot of ones that grow, like if they get, because they come up by themselves, a lot of times I you know, kind of weed whack them or something, and they'll split the stems, and they get some really, lots of multiple little heads on there. Go away, spider, go away. They'll get lots of little heads on them, and those the birds will harvest. I don't bother with those because they're so small. But sometimes you can take two heads and rub them together. That doesn't work for me because my hands aren't strong enough. Or I use the back of my pruner sometimes. It just depends. Now these are coming out so easy, I don't really have to do that. It's kind of just a matter of taking your time and This is going to take me a while because my hands will start hurting after one or two, and then I have to quit for a while. But, you know, it's a gorgeous day here in Michigan. It's 73 degrees, super sunny. We had a nice rain last night, and this got a nice breeze, and it's just the perfect day for me to be out here doing this. So, anyway, I'm going to work on this for a little while, and I'll show you how we did. Took me, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes to do, and I got a pretty good amount, almost, well, it would be enough to cover the bottom of that if it wasn't piled in the corner. Now, once you get these off, they're not ready to be stored away, so you have to make sure you put them in a area where they can get some good air circulation. You can lay them out on window screens, or if you keep them in a container, make sure that you stir them frequently. And you're going to need to do that until they don't feel cold at all. Because if they feel like cold, there's too much moisture in them. And then when I store them, I prefer either a box or a paper bag or a mesh bag with very tiny openings, because you want that air circulation. Because, you know, we just don't get them as dry as, say, a manufacturer does, or you know, guy that package up seeds, because they put them in an oven and things like that. I could dehydrate these on my dehydrator on low overnight. They'll be perfectly dry. It just depends on, you know, what the weather's going to be. As long as it's not extremely humid and I have a nice breeze, I might just let Mother Nature do it. So, hey, you guys, I wanted to bring you back because I noticed a problem on the second head that I've been working on, and I hope this will focus good. See how there's some holes in these seeds? On the second head, a worm has started to get into my seeds, and they will go inside and eat up the kernel that's inside. So I left this one a little bit too long. Luckily, it's not really bad, but I am going to take the seeds when I'm done, and I'm going to put them on roasting trays in my oven at the lowest setting for at least an hour to make sure that they cannot spread throughout the rest of my sunflower seeds and eat them up while in storage. So it's something you want to look out for. See if I can show you what that looks like on the head. I just started finding them towards the middle here. They're really hard to see. Let me see if I can find one for you. Let's see. Can you see where my thumb is? Right next to it. You start to see that little hole right there? That is one of the worms. Like I said, they're not bad yet, but I just started finding them. There's one over here. A couple over here. Sorry if it's not focusing very well, but those are some things you want to look out for. So if you start seeing those, you might want to, like I said, put them in the oven at about 200, 250 degrees for an hour to make sure that you destroy them so they don't get into the rest of your sunflower seeds and start to eat them up. Now, obviously, if I was eating them myself, I would very carefully pick through all the seeds and pick out anything. Luckily, these are all okay. Pick out anything that had the wormhole in it so I wouldn't eat them. But like I said, these are for my birds for the winter. And anyway, that's one of the pests that you have to worry about. So there's one issue that I found. I'm going to continue to harvest these, and let me know if you have any questions on harvesting sunflower seeds. If I find a particularly tough one, I'll let you know. I'll come back here real quick and show you what I do with those. But otherwise, it's kind of the same thing. So you guys have a wonderful day.